Module 4 Training Project, presented by Group G, Drew Harrington, Levi Slack, Michelin McCarter, and Shannon Lebiguer. Bridging Cultures, Inclusive Communication in the Global Workplace, a cross-cultural training program for inclusive organizations. The purpose of this training workshop is to increase globalization demands and the need for inclusive workplaces, address misunderstandings across cultures that can hinder productivity, and promote empathy, inclusion, and understanding. With the workforce steadily growing across borders, it is vital to ensure inclusivity and effective communication for operational success. Research shows that misunderstandings and lack of belonging in employees can lead to poor productivity. A survey in 2022 found that 88% of employees strongly or somewhat agree that a sense of belonging can lead to higher productivity. Misunderstandings across cultural lines, language barriers, and unaddressed biases can compound, leading to disengagement, poor collaboration, and diminished productivity. In order to communicate inclusively across cultures, we need to understand how people view power, relationships, and expectations differently. Hofstede's framework gives us 6 key lenses to do so. Power distance refers to how comfortable people are with hierarchy and unequal power. Individualism versus collectivism considers whether people focus more on individual groups or group loyalty. Masculinity versus femininity looks at whether an organizational culture values competition and achievement or care and cooperation. Uncertainty avoidance is what degree of structure and rules people need to feel comfortable. Long-term versus short-term orientation refers to whether people think in terms of future planning or present results. And indulgence versus restraint considers how freely people express emotions and enjoy their environment. We'd like to ask you where you feel your organization lies within this framework. We'd like to explain how people grow in cultural awareness and sensitivity by exploring Bennett's developmental model of intercultural sensitivity, or DMIS. The stages are denial, polarization, minimization, acceptance, adaptation, and integration. Progressing through the DMIS stages takes more than awareness. It takes introspection, humility, and a willingness to question how we see the world. Now that we're on the topic of introspection, let's talk about emotional intelligence, or EI. EI is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions, and to recognize and influence the emotions of others. It's a key driver of self-awareness and effective communication within organizations. Alongside EI is diversity intelligence, which is the capacity to understand, respect, and adapt to differences in identity, culture, and background. When paired, they form a strong foundation for inclusive leadership, stronger relationships, and more collaborative workplaces. EI, especially regarding self-awareness and empathy, is essential for navigating daily cultural differences. Self-awareness and empathy emphasize that emotional intelligence is needed to cope effectively in a diverse world that involves both insight and action. This means introspection is needed through awareness and a willingness to display empathy and understanding to diverse backgrounds. Considering these factors, this training must be implemented at multiple levels to ensure a continuous and sustained commitment to learning. This includes engaging multinational corporations, universities, community colleges, healthcare organizations, and globally focused nonprofits. Doing this will ensure that inclusive communication and cultural sensitivity are embedded into the fabric of organizational culture and impact policies, leadership, and everyday actions across all sectors. The SMART goals of our training workshop are to ask, what do you want to accomplish? How will I know when it's accomplished? What actions must you take to complete it? Why is achieving it important? And when will you reach your goal? This training workshop includes 4 activities that encourage teacher-learner interaction. The first activity Identity mapping allows learners to explore the multiple dimensions of identities by reflecting on personal identity aspects and sharing information in small groups and discussing misinterpretation and assumptions. Barnya is a nonverbal card game that introduces rule change and simulates cultural misunderstandings. It emphasizes the challenges of intercultural communication and highlights how easily confusion and frustration arise without a common language. A debrief session follows the game to discuss participants' emotional reactions and insights into dealing with cultural differences. Practicing inclusive responses entails of enacting workplace miscommunication scenes to understand common issues. Participants should apply empathy and emotional intelligence or diversity quotient to navigate these situations effectively. Use the miscommunication case as a discussion anchor and analyze how inclusive responses could have improved the outcome. This activity will enhance your ability to handle real-life workplace challenges. The Inclusion Commitment Pledge includes reflecting on and writing 3 behaviors you can practice daily to promote inclusion. You can share these behaviors with your group or post them publicly to reinforce your commitment. Use a My Inclusion Pledge worksheet to document and visualize your pledge, thus providing a tangible reminder of your dedication to fostering an inclusive environment. We will provide the worksheet at the end of the workshop. The inclusion commitment activity includes reflecting on daily inclusion behaviors. Write 3 personal behaviors that promote inclusion and share them with the group or post them publicly. You can use the My Inclusion Pledge worksheet to guide this activity. This will help reinforce commitment and accountability towards creating inclusive environments. Thank you for your attention and engagement during our presentation. To foster better understanding amongst all members, we'd like to ask those who would like to continue collaborating to stay after for socialization. Together, we feel that our combined efforts can help make a positive impact on the surrounding community. We hope that this training workshop was valuable and engaging. Please feel free to reach out with any questions or feedback you may have. We appreciate your time and look forward to future interactions and collaborations. References.